भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य सर्व विसरले प्रभुमय झाले सर्व विसरले प्रभुमय झाले पूर्ण जयाची वाचारे पूर्ण जयाची वाचारे भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य जगात विचरे उपकारस्तव जगात विचरे उपकारस्तव परिणचतो जगताचा रे परिणचतो जगताचा रे भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य इति निर्धन परस्त्र जाचा इति निर्धन परस्त्र जाचा सर्वधनाचा साचारे सर्वधनाचा साचारे भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य आधि व्याधि मरणावर्ती आधि व्याधि मरणावर्ती आधि व्याधि मरणावर्ती पायाशा पुरुषाचार्य पायाशा पुरुषाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य भयकायतया प्रभुजाचार्य A warm welcome to all the seekers from the Sahaja family. So as you all know, this channel and this program that we are conducting here is for the new seekers who are on the lookout to understand more about Sahaja Yoga, how it can help them, what it really means. And we have been running this session now for over a year since the last lockdown happened. And that's when we realized that a lot of people are wanting to go deeper inside themselves, figure out who they really are, and they want to understand how Sahaja Yoga can help them in doing that. So we have these programs daily in the morning at 8 o'clock, in the afternoon at 4:15, and in the evening at 7:45, which is this one. Only today we have this session in English for seekers who do not understand Hindi. And apart from this, we have daily meditation sessions at 5:30 p.m. in the evening. For those who have now understood more or less about what Sahaja Yoga is, they've understood how to meditate and how to see their own chakras, how to clear themselves, and are now looking to go deeper and understand more about Sahaja Yoga. So today's session, what we are going to do is really just talk a little bit about what Sahaja Yoga is and what it means to get your self-realization, how does that happen, and then we'll talk about our internal subtle system, about the God's power, we can say, that is residing inside us, and how it pierces through the 6 chakras and gives us our realization. And after that, we will go for the meditation session. We also will have some time at the end for any questions that you may have. Please feel free to come and join the Zoom link to discuss if you want, if you have any questions, any issues that you want to discuss, or you can also post these questions in YouTube chat. Great. So let's start. So just to understand what is Sahaja Yoga and what it means to get self-realization, we'll start with that. So self-realization, the word is really, it's a bit misleading, I guess, but the Hindi word is Atma Sakshatkar, which really means, or rather the Sanskrit word is that, which really means the Sakshatkar means being face to face with your Atma, with yourself. So that's finding self, that's self-realization. And how does that happen? Who is this self really inside us? And that is what is figuring out all about self-realization and Atma Sakshatkar. So what we are inside really is, so here's the truth, which just saying it out doesn't make sense, but that is what you realize when you get to your realization, is that you're not this body, not this mind, not all this outside worldly thing that we associate ourselves with. And we have this identity built around, but we are truly the Atma, which is the reflection of God Almighty. So we are truly part and parcel of that one being. Now we say that we are all brothers and sisters. We say that we are all connected, and we say that we are all one. These are all ways, the outside stuff that we say it. We don't really feel it. We don't really believe it. And we don't really have it internalized, so to say. And even to internalize is, it's a misleading word, because you really believe into something, then you really talk about it, and it just becomes talk. What happens is that when you get your self-realization, you truly become part and parcel of the whole. How does that happen? We're calling it a becoming. When we say it's becoming, it means there is something happening, and it's not just words. But I tell you that, yes, we are all brothers and sisters. So act like brothers and sisters. Don't fight anymore. No more world geopolitics issue and whatnot. So we have so many world organizations about peace and about so many things, but they're not really able to resolve any issues. Shree Mataji says, peace outside will come when there is peace within. All our problems are man-made, and they will be resolved when we are all changed from inside. So how will that change happen? How does that becoming happen? How is it possible to really make it not just words, but actualization of something? So the thing is that we have come up to this human stage after a long process of evolution, and we have grown. Even as human beings, we have grown in our consciousness a lot. We have come to a lot of understandings. For example, uh, any mass executions would be criticized all over the world. Everybody knows these are wrong things, terrorism is wrong things. So we have come to some conclusions about this life, this world. We say that there are things that are established as a collective human beings have. So there are a lot of things that we have developed, that we have even on the science side, we have so many things that are not developed, and we have come a long way from where we were. Now there has to happen something more. So this is the logical conclusion, that we have come far and we are very developed, but there is something still missing. I think we can all agree that we are seeing so many wrong things happening in the world still. And there is still something missing that has to happen, that has to change the humanity. Now we all say that God has created us. I hope most of us joining us here believe in God. And we know it's not a game of chance that we are all here. So if we are all here by His grace, then there has to be something that He would have built in, or some mechanism He would have created for us to become higher. He would not have left us like this, just in the current states that we keep fighting and we keep figuring out what's the way forward. So there is a mechanism, there is something inbuilt. His power lies inside all of us, dormant, which when it rises, it gives us the collective consciousness, samuhik chetna, something that is truly unknown till now. On our nervous system, we can feel others truly. And that is how we know that we are collectively conscious, we are part and parcel of the whole, we are truly connected to each other. It works in an amazing way. Sitting down here, when you get your realization, you can see the vibrations of anybody sitting in any part of the world. So how does that happen? That happens because we get connected to the divine, who is all pervading, who is everywhere, who knows everything. So there's a central server, we all get connected to that. So we are all connected in a way. So it really is something that happens inside us that makes us believe that this is something different that has happened. This is not regular stuff. You cannot see vibrations of anyone. You start practicing Sahaja Yoga and you check vibrations for people and you realize that there is something happening. Some other chakras are catching, something is happening. So for now, those who are attending this session for some days will know that how we feel chakras on our hands, how we can correct them also. We have some methods on that in Sahaja Yoga. So for the first time, we know ourselves. In meditation, I know which chakras are catching and I can correct them. And not go up to a stage where I just know it when I have, gotten a big disease or something, or some big issue has come. So we know how we are and we can correct ourselves. We know how others are and we can correct them as well. We can also, this power that starts flowing through us. Now we have to agree that if we are able to do that, there is truly God's power is flowing through us. And with this, there are so many tremendous things that can be done, all positive things. This is a power of love of God Almighty that starts flowing through us when we get a realization. So this has been called with many names: Ritambara, Pragya, Param Chaitanya, Cool Breeze of the Holy Ghost. So many other names, different names are given across religions, across saints in their own scriptures. This has been named differently. But this starts flowing through us for the first time, and we start feeling His grace, the love of God, whatever you want to call it. We truly start feeling the presence of God for the first time. Up till now, so many ways, so many scriptures, we have been told that there is God. And we hear of miracles, we hear of so many stories of mythology and so many things, but we haven't really felt that presence. We haven't really felt His grace till now. We get that blessing when we get our realization, because we are truly connected and we can feel the vibrations, the Param Chaitanya flowing through us and doing amazing things in our lives. So this is all sounding very extraordinary and quite impossible for a normal person to achieve. But this is what the miracle of Sahaja is, the miracle of Shree Mataji. She found out the way to give realization to thousands of people at one time. Up till now, we have heard in our scriptures where one guru used to give realization to one shishya. One guru shishya principle was there. And Shree Mataji says those were the times of one or two flowers coming on the tree of life. Now is the time when the blossom time has come and thousands have to get it. And this also has been promised in so many ways in so many scriptures. Now, the idea is that first let's take this hypothesis and get it, and then we can believe it. So what we'll do is quickly talk about our internal subtle system, how we are truly inside, how we are built inside, and then we can go for a short meditation session. So we'll have a chart coming in front of us. A lot of us would have seen it by now. It's being talked about a lot everywhere, about our chakras and about the Kundali Shakti inside us. So what is this Kundali Shakti and what are these chakras really? If we can just, we'll talk about them very briefly. So what happens is that when we are in our mother's womb and, we say that the child is alive after 2.5 months, really. That's when God's power comes and enters inside our fontanelle bone area. So you see a large flower on the top of our head. That's called as Brahmarandra. That is which means literally the whole of the divine. From there, God's power enters inside us. And these 3 channels that you're seeing, these lines, yellow, blue, and white, the power creates all these channels. And these flower-like things that you see, these are the chakras, the centers that govern everything about our being. We are on the physical level, we are a being, we are a mental being, emotional being, spiritual being. All of that is governed by these chakras and these nadis. On the subtle, they are the ones that provide energy to every aspect of our being. So all of this is created by God and his energy, the Kundali Shakti, and it comes down. Whatever energy is left, it's called as the residual energy. It comes down and it forms coils, kundals, which is why the name Kundalini, 3.5 coils. It forms 3.5 coils and it settles down in a sacrum bone. So the Greeks, they named this bone as sacrum, which means sacred, and they knew there was something special about this bone. This is the place where Kundalini lies and it sleeps off. As and when the child grows, it develops I-ness, conditioning, so many things. And that is when the connection with the divine, it breaks off. Awakening the Kundalini and getting the connection back by it piercing our Brahmarandra again is what is self-realization. This is what is that can be done to get connected to God. And this is the only way. Kundalini awakening is the only way. That is the mechanism God has created inside us. And this can happen only by the grace of somebody who is enlightened. Somebody whose Kundalini is awakened can enlighten the Kundalini of someone else. For example, an enlightened candle can enlighten another candle, and it can enlighten many candles. So this is about Kundalini. Now, you can also see on this chart, there is some numbering done on our fingertips. So all these chakras are actually governing our nervous system. And if somebody from medical is there are 7 plexuses exactly in the same spot where these 7 chakras are shown. And that is on the physical, on the gross. And we know that the nervous system, it ends up in our palms and our feet. So it's very easy to open our palms in meditation and see which chakra is catching. We have different sensations in meditation on our palm, which tells us that this chakra is not okay, this is okay. So that will come to later. So now what we'll do is quickly talk about the 3 channels inside us, and that is very important. So what happens is that we are either, we live a imbalanced life most of the time. We are either working too much on the left channel or too much on the right channel. We'll talk about those channels in a bit right now. So the left channel inside us, which is the blue line that you see, is called as the Ida Nadi. It governs the left sympathetic nervous system inside us. This channel is responsible for our desires. So all our desires originate from this channel. All our emotions are also governed by this channel. All our past is getting stored in this channel. If we are someone who thinks a lot about the past, we are working too much on this channel. If we are too emotional, if we have so many desires and thoughts about the past, and what if I had this? Oh, I didn't get that. Or what if I could have done that? If you're that kind of a person all the time talking depressing stuff, then you are too much on the left. So that causes an imbalance inside us. There are various things that lead to imbalance in any channel, but generally these are some of the things. And when we have such an imbalance going to an extreme, we develop very incurable diseases that we know of, the psychosomatic ones. And we feel this channel on the left palm when we meditate. Whereas on the right hand side is what we call as the Pingala Nadi, and it governs our right sympathetic nervous system. This Nadi, this channel is responsible for action. So left was desire, right is action. We need both in life. If we are doing any one of this more than the other, then there is an imbalance. This is also responsible for all our thinking. So all our action means it could be mental action, it could be physical action. All of that, if it's going in some extreme, it's not good for us. If there is somebody who's always very ambitious, thinking too much about the future, now all the time very heavily going after something, working very hard all the time, or sitting on the desk planning all the time, working. Those people can develop a lot of heat in their bodies, liver troubles. All of that originates from the right side. So any kind of imbalance has been prohibited by so many saints and religions. Ati sarvatra varjate, and all we know. Kabira has said that, Ati ka bhala na barasna, ati ki bhali na tu, and all that. So we know that life is supposed to be balanced. Buddha has only talked about balance. And why is balance important? Why do we need balance really? All our religious scriptures have talked about leading a very balanced life. If you look at that, they've talked about a routine and a very nice life which has a very balanced regime. But why to follow that? Why to have a balance? Because anything, if it has to ascend, it has to be balanced. So if our Kundalini has to rise, if we are to ascend, we need to have a balanced life. Somebody who is leading a very normal, balanced life can easily get realization in Sahaja. Whereas somebody who's led a very extreme life in any one of the directions, then they usually take some time. But it happens to everyone. And what happens is that when we are in the balance, that is when, so the third channel that we're going to talk about, it's called as the Sushumna Nadi. And this governs our parasympathetic nervous system. And when we are in balance, we are in the present. So we've never really thought about it, but we are all the time thinking. In fact, 24 hours we are thinking. Even when we are sleeping, we are thinking about something or the other. And what is it that we are thinking about? Either something of the past or something of the future. One thought rises, another comes up. We don't know that the first one has ended and we've jumped on to the next one. That is how it goes on 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days. So we are all the time thinking because we are either on the left or on the right. When we come in balance, we are in the present and we enjoy the moment. You can truly enjoy anything when you are truly present there. So when that happens, when we are in the present, Kundalini rises because the path for Kundalini is laid out on the Sushumna Nadi. And that is how we get our self-realization. So this is about the three channels. We'll quickly touch upon the various chakras inside us and how they affect our lives. The first chakra inside us, as you can see in this chart, is the red one, which is called as the Mooladhara Chakra. Now here on the left, you can see the different positions in different places in our bodies. What we can do is really focus on the hands when we meditate. What happens is that if chakra is not okay, you might feel some tingling or some unpleasant sensation there a bit, maybe some little bit of heat coming out, some heaviness. If the chakra is okay, you will feel some cool vibrations coming out, as is described for Param Chaitanya by Adiguru Shankaracharya, Salilam Salilam Chaitanya. So this chakra, to start off, is governed by Sri Ganesh. We worship him the first. He's governing this chakra, which is really, and every chakra has, essentially, we talk about qualities of the deities. If we go against their qualities, the chakras go bad and we develop issues. So for example, Sri Ganesha is the eternal child. He is the innocent child. And if we go against innocence in any way, then we are going against this chakra. He is the giver of wisdom and Buddhi, Vivek, Mangal, Metta, Pavitrita, all those qualities that we define him with, if we go against them in any way. So for example, if anybody is going against the normal ways of sex, then this chakra will get caught up. Or in any way we are going in a wrong direction regarding that, then this chakra may get caught up. Somebody is very shrewd, always standing against others and causing harm to others, then that person's chakra, Muladhara chakra, will also get caught up. You can imagine this chakra is governing our excretion related organs because it's placed there, and we can develop a lot of diseases around that if we go against Sri Ganesha in any way. We can feel this chakra on our palms, where we can see number 1 is written. So moving ahead, above this is placed the Kundalini, and above that is the Swatisthana Chakra. This is the second chakra, and it's governed by Shri Brahmadev Saraswati. We know that they are the creators of the whole world. So their powers of creativity come to us when this chakra gets awakened. This chakra is responsible for a lot of things. And we can imagine all the organs here, the liver, pancreas, and so many things are all governed by this chakra. This chakra is also, we can see the right channel starts from this chakra. So all our action starts from here. All our mental action also starts from this chakra. And what we think is actually, we are thinking from our stomach, we don't know it, because this chakra is responsible for giving the fat cells, which get converted into gray cells, for us to think. So if you are somebody who's thinking a lot, is using this chakra too much and going into imbalance. So diabetes and liver troubles and those kind of things originate for people who are all the time thinking, planning, worrying all the time. So when this chakra gets awakened, we develop real creative powers, and we are somebody who is really bestowed by Saraswati. We have seen a lot of people developing a lot of art and qualities when they come into Sahaja Yoga. And this chakra also gets spoiled when you go to some Tantra Mantra and do wrong Vidya, because she's the giver of Vidya. So a lot of things govern every chakra. It's a lot of details. We'll just speak about each one shortly. And we can feel this chakra on both of our thumbs when we meditate. After this comes the Nabhi Chakra. This chakra is governed by Sri Lakshmi Narayan, and we know that they are really the ones who are taking care of everything that happens in the world. They are the givers of all, we can say, even a good life, a good healthy life, and a good life that is everything provided for. So they are the ones who are looking after our complete benevolence. And when we go against their principles of being generous to others, being kind to others, helping others, and so being a true Lakshmi Pati means not somebody who's wealthy, but somebody who's a giver, who takes care of people who come to their homes, who's nice to others. Then we are if we are really bestowed by their qualities, we are somebody who's a true Lakshmi Pati. Also, our seeking starts from this chakra, which is very important, because we say that our seeking is what is going to lead us to our evolution. Because unless we seek, we do not get it. So this is chakra for our seeking. And when we were animals, we were seeking food, shelter, so many other things. Now we are seeking something much higher. Those of you who are sitting here are definitely seeking something that is the highest right now. So it's a very important chakra inside us. Um, and when this gets awakened, all kinds of things are provided by the divine to us. Even people who are having monetary issues, they get resolved. It's not that you become like the richest person in the world, but you get a balanced life in which everything is taken care of. There is truly Lakshmi's hand um, providing for you. And around that, so we can feel this chakra on our longest fingers, the middle fingers, and around this is the Bhavsagara. So we have heard Bhavsagar in a lot of bhajans, and a lot of context is given to that. Generally, it's called as the Bhavsagara, the Maya Jal of this world and all that. So here, Bhavsagara is essentially, it's governed by 10 principles of the master, that is the gurus, the real gurus that have happened on this earth, who have taught religion and who have told us how to lead our lives. And our inner religion resides here. It's not the religion outside that we know of, being Hindu, Muslim, Christian, etc. But the true religion inside us, which tells us what is right, what is wrong, that resides here. And that has been established by these great masters, the incarnations of Adiguru Dattatreya. There have been many, and we acknowledge them all and worship them all in Sahaja. They are like Muhammad Sahab, Guru Nanak, and Zoroaster, Lao Tse, Socrates, and so many others like that, who have all come on this earth at different points of time. People needed different kinds of teaching, and they have established different principles, but they're all the same. So we can feel this chakra right around the very center of our palm. We can feel Bhavsagara. If we have gone to some wrong gurus who are not actually gurus, then also this chakra can get caught. If this chakra gets awakened, we really get the guru principle and the gurutva akarshan of a real guru developed inside us. Also, the true religion that is inside us gets awakened. After this comes the Anahat Chakra, which is governed in the center by Shree Durga, the mother of the universe, Jagdamba. And she's the one who gives us the confidence that she's looking after us. She's the one who protects us from all evil. And till the age of 12, this is the place we know as sternum bone, is where our antibodies get developed, and then they travel throughout the body and they protect us from any outside harm. On the left-hand side is the place of the spirit. Here, Shri Shiv Parvati reside. Shri Shiv is the so Atma is the pratibimb of Paramatma. So on top of her head is the place of Shri Sadashiv. In our heart resides Shri Shiv. And this is the place of the Atma, which knows that it's the part and parcel of the whole, and it gives us the love and compassion that we should have, considering that we are all the same. On the right hand side is the place of Sri Sitaram. We know that Maryada Purushottam, he established all the principles of being a good father, son, brother, all of those things. So on the left hand side is the mother principle, on the right hand side is the father principle established inside us on this chakra. When we develop any kind of insecurities, our heart chakra, Anahat Chakra goes off, and we develop issues, which could be breast cancer in women, or children getting a lot of diseases when they are very young. Those kind of things come up. And this chakra, we can feel it on the smallest fingers that we have. So moving forward, Vishuddhi Chakra. This chakra is governed by Sri Radha Krishna, and we know the qualities of Sri Radha Krishna for sure. When we go against them, this chakra goes off. So what qualities are there that we can go against Sri Krishna? So let's say we're someone who's all the time shouting at others, not all the time abusing others, and really dominating them with our words. Then on the right hand side, this chakra can go off. Whereas on the left hand side, this chakra can go off if we are all the time we are saying bad things to ourselves. We're all the time feeling guilty. I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I am so bad, I'm this, that. This chakra goes off. When Vishuddhi Chakra goes off, we don't feel the vibrations on our hands. So when we meditate, we always say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Because the Father, the Virat, the Krishna himself, he's truly the ocean of love and forgiveness. So we have to leave it to him. This chakra has some great qualities, like Shri Krishna talked about Sthit Pragya in Gita. So when this chakra gets enlightened, we get the state of witness that he has talked about. We truly see the world as Leela, as he did. And we get that witness state, which is so important. Also, this chakra gives us the quality of collectivity. He was the one who established things like Ras and Leela and Holi and so many things like that. So collectivity is very important in Sahaja Yoga as well. Shree Mataji has stressed upon it so much that we all need to be collective. We need to do collective meditation. If we are not able to be collective, then there is something which is not right. So this chakra gives us the quality of collectivity. There's so many other things about each chakra. We can feel this chakra on our index fingers. There's something very unique I would just like to touch upon briefly. So this chakra has 16 subpetals. 16 subpetals are governing this chakra. And there are 16,000 nadis that cross over from this plexus. So a special number 16 is associated here. And we know that Shri Krishna is said to have had 16 kalas. He came on this earth as the complete incarnation with 16 kalas. There is something quite unique about that. Similarly, on the heart chakra, which we just saw, there are supposed to be 12 subpetals. And we know that Sri Ram came with 12 kalas. On the left-hand side, Sri Shiva, we always have 12 Jyotirlings worshipping him. So just something to touch upon there. Moving on from Vishuddhi Chakra, we have the Argya Chakra here. This chakra is governed by great incarnations of Sri Jesus Christ, Mahavir, Gautam Buddha. All of them talked about forgiveness. Now, this is one of the biggest challenges for us. We cannot forgive others easily. We are all the time holding grudges against each other. And this chakra gets caught up because of that. This is the most constricted path for Kundalini to rise. You can see the 3 nadis crossing over here. It's so symbolic of Christ on a cross. And this is actually happening on the optic thalamus, the optic chiasma. On the physical level, we know that the two nervous systems, left and right sympathetic nervous system, they cross here. And this forms a very small gate for Kundalini to pass. That happens only when we truly forgive everyone and we cross over this barrier of Argya Chakra. This chakra is on the left and right. There are 2 balloons that are created of our ego and superego. This happens because of whatever we do in our lives. So, for example, we are doing some action, we are doing something, then anything that we do we develop an ego. Oh, I have done this, I have done that. So that gets formed up here. The right channel crosses over to the left. So on the left, it forms up. Whereas what we learn as our conditionings of to-dos to not to-dos, and we have learned so many things that have happened in our lives. So we have our own life experiences that have shaped us. All of that is superego that gets developed on the right side. All our conditionings, everything is there. So either we are run by our ego or our conditionings all the time. One or the other is always dominant on the other. So what happens is that, so this is essentially our karmas, everything that we are. So when Kundalini crosses over this Argya Chakra, it sucks in our karmas. Everything, superego and ego, it sucks in. And the way opens for Kundalini to rise and cross over from the Brahmarandra, from the Sahasrara. So that is the last chakra. We can feel the Argya Chakra on our ring fingers, left and right. The Sahasrara, we can feel it right at the center of our palms. This is the chakra that actually it integrates all the chakras inside us. All the chakras are integrated into Sahasrara. And this is the place, this is the door, this is the realm of the divine where we get integrated with the divine. So this is also, as we know, it's called as the Brahmarandra. This is called as the Dasham Dwar, the 10th door. Kabira has said, Shunya Shikhar par Anahat Chakra. So we feel the Kundalini is lumped up here. And it's not the heart, it's the Kundalini on the top of the head, on the Shunya Shikhar. So on the silent peak, he says. So this is the place that has been described in so many. The seventh Satwa Asman, jise kehte hain, the seventh sky. So all of that description has been given in so many ways, in so many places. But this is crossing of Sahasrara is what gives us the self-realization, the connection with the divine, and his power starts flowing through us. It enters into our being from the Sahasrara, and it starts nurturing all our chakras, all our nadis. Everything comes into balance. Everything can get better with that power flowing through us. We start feeling it on our palms. Muhammad Saab says that when Qiyamah comes, that is when the resurrection time will come, your hands will speak. So we start feeling the hands. He says the hands will give witness against you. So we know truly who we are once we start feeling the vibrations on our hands. So that really starts happening, and we feel the divine bliss flowing through us. So this is a lot of gyan, a lot of theory, a lot of stuff to warm our minds. And it's like explaining, for example, we have entered a room, there is no light. So it's like explaining that how electricity originated, and how it was discovered, then how the whole setup was built around, how to distribute it, how it was brought up to your room, and now you can switch on. So other than that, what Shree Mataji says is best is to get your realization, and just turn on the switch. You can see for yourself what is right, what is not right. You can correct yourself. So what is most important is getting that realization. And what we will do is go into a session right now. And by Shree Mataji's grace, we will all get it. So we are all built out of the 5 elements. And what we do in Sahaja Yoga, there are many methods, but we just use a few right now. So we try to bring ourselves into balance using the 5 elements. So the first step is we keep our left palm open in our lap, and we keep the right hand on the Mother Earth as is shown here. So we can just see the steps here for now, and then we'll do those steps in meditation with our eyes closed. So this is the first step. After this, we bring our right palm back into our lap and put our left hand towards the sky. Here, we'll try to balance our right channel. After this, we place both our palms on the Mother Earth. After this, we'll bring both our hands in our lap. Now, all the action has to be done with our right hand, not the left one. So we'll use the right hand and put it on our heart. Here's the place of the spirit. After this, we'll place this hand on our forehead in a way when we would have a headache. Then we place this hand on the back of the head and push back our head. Now we place this hand on top of our head on the fontanelle bone area. We'll pull back our fingers and press hard on the fontanelle bone area with our palm and move the scalp with our palm without raising our palm. we'll keep doing this for some time in meditation and pray here. So now Shree Mataji's photo will come on the screen. As we know that we need only to ask for it if there is someone who can give it. So Shree Mataji is the one who's going to give the realization. Our photograph emits the vibrations that can do this for us. So we have to really ask for our self-realization, be very humble and pray to her that with all sincerity we have to ask for it. Mother, we want a realization. We look at her bindi and slowly close our eyes. We'll sit with both our palms open in our lap. We have to be relaxed, and there is something very tight in the body, we have to loosen it. Keep the back a little bit straight, not very straight. We'll bring all our attention inside and just shun away all the disturbances for a while here. Some time for ourselves. This is very important. Now we'll do the steps that we had just seen. We'll put our right hand on the Mother Earth and keep the left hand open in our palms. Here we have to say, Mother, please cleanse out my Ida Nadi. Mother, please take out all the negativities of my Ida channel through the Mother Earth. We have to bring our attention on our palms and see what is happening. We have to bring back our right hand into our lap, keep it open, and put the left hand towards the sky by bending the elbow as we had seen. Here we have to say, Mother, please cleanse out my Pingla Nadi. Mother, please take out all the negativities, all the imbalances of my Pingla Nadi through the ether element. We will bring our attention to both of our palms and see what is happening. Now we'll bring both our hands on and place them on the Mother Earth. Here we have to ask, Mother, please give me complete balance. Mother, please bring me into complete balance. Mother, please take out all the imbalances of my Ida and Pingla nadis and bring me into the center, into the present. We should keep watching our attention where it is. Now we'll bring both our palms back into our lap. Now all the further steps we have to do only with our right hand. We'll bring the right hand onto our heart and place it here. Press a bit. This is the place of our Atma, our spirit, which is the witness to all. The light of the spirit has yet not come into our attention. Here we have to say, we have to state a fact with full confidence, which is the truth, that Mother, I am the spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am not this body, not this mind, not these thoughts, not these desires. The whole identity that we have built around ourselves. Mother, we are not this. We are, Mother, I am the true spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. To say it with full confidence, because that is the truth. Now, if we are the spirit, we cannot be guilty. Spirit does not commit any sins. Whatever sins we think that we may have done, we have to leave it at the lotus feet of the Mother. Let her be the judge. We do not judge ourselves. This is very important because without this, we do not feel the vibrations flowing through us. So we have to say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. I have done no wrong, Mother. I am the pure spirit, so I am not guilty at all. We'll bring this hand on our forehead and press like we would when we would have a headache across the forehead. Now here, as we know that this is the chakra for forgiveness, we have to say that Mother, I forgive everyone. We don't have to think about anyone. We don't have to individually forgive anyone. You just have to give a blanket forgiveness. You have to say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Forgiving or not forgiving is just a myth. By not forgiving, we don't actually do anyone, but we just harm ourselves, our Argya Chakra. We play into the hands of somebody who's done us wrong. Whereas when we forgive, we leave it to the God Almighty who takes over. So we say, Mother, we forgive everyone. Now we'll bring this hand on the back where we place the pillow, back of our head, and we push back our head a bit towards the sky. Here we have to say that, oh God, if we have done any mistakes against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive us. Oh God, if I have done any mistakes against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive. You can bring this hand into our lap for a second to rest. Now, we'll bring our right hand back on the top of the head on the fontanel bone area where we saw the place of Brahmarandra, the Sahasrara. We have to pull back our fingers and press with the center of the palm on the fontanel bone area. And with the palm, we have to move the scalp, the skin, in a clockwise direction while pressing the fontanel bone area. Now here Shree Mataji says that she cannot cross over the freedom that we as human beings have. She cannot force the realization upon us. We have to ask for it. So in all sincerity and all humility, with all respect, we have to say, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me the highest, the Param. Mother, please give me the connection with the all-pervading power of the divine. Mother, please let me feel the grace, the love of God. Mother, please give me my self-realization. We'll keep moving this hand like we just talked about for a bit. We'll keep praying, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Now we can bring the hand back into our lap. Keep our attention where the hand was on the fontanel bone area. And just sit for meditation for half a minute. We can bring our attention to our palms, the center of the palms, and see if there is a cool breeze or a hot breeze coming out. Also, we can bring our attention to the tips of the fingers and see if there is some vibrations there or now we'll bring our right hand back on the top of the heads, the fontanel bone area, and just raise our hand 2 to 3 inches above that place. Here we can move the hand a bit and see that there would be a particular place from where you would feel maybe a cool or a hot breeze coming out. We'll bring the right hand back into our lap and do the same with our left hand. Bring it on top of our head, raise it a bit, and see if there's a cool or a hot breeze coming out of our heads. You can bring the hand back into our lap. As a last step, we'll put both our hands towards the sky, completely up towards the sky, and push back our head also. Now we have to ask a fundamental question. Any one of these you can ask 3 times. Mother, is this the Param Chaitanya that we are feeling right now? Mother, is this power of the divine? Mother, is this the God's power of love? that has created the whole universe. And answer the sensations on your palms would increase. You can slowly bring down both the hands into our lap. We'll keep our attention on the top of our head, Sahasrara, and sit in meditation for a minute. Now we can slowly open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photo. We'll find that we can also meditate with our eyes open, just looking at the photo and not think. We can bring both our palms together in a namaskara, pranam to Shree Mataji, and thank her for this blissful meditation. Jai Shree Mataji. This is just the sprouting of the seed. For it to become a tree, we have to meditate every day. We have to get connected every day for the divine to start flowing through, clearing us out, and giving us all that it wants to shower upon us. There are ways that you can join us, and even now, if you have questions, you can join us. Mind, if you want to take over. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, everyone. Whoever has joined us on YouTube, if you have any doubts, any questions, or you want to share your experience, you can do so in the live chat. We have also shared the link to our Zoom meeting. You can join this meeting and talk to us directly. We conduct self-realization session daily on the same YouTube channel and same Zoom meeting. Every day these sessions are conducted in Hindi. Only on Saturday, the 7:45 session is in English. So you can join or watch these videos on our channel anytime. The first session in the morning is at 8 a.m., then 4:15 in the afternoon, and then the 7:45 in the evening. You can also join our WhatsApp group in which we keep sharing the links to these sessions. Also, we share Shree Mataji's lectures, tutorial videos related to Sahaja Yoga, how to do foot soak, how to do daily meditation. So it will be very helpful for you to understand if you join the group. The link to our WhatsApp group we have shared in the chat. If you click on that, you will automatically join the group. Or if you are not able to, you can share your contact number on the chat itself. Tomorrow we have a special session with Mr. Alex Henshaw, who is originally from Australia, but is based in Hong Kong now. He's been in Sahaja Yoga since approximately 40 plus years, and he's traveled with Shree Mataji all over the world. And he'll share his experiences, his stories with Shree Mataji with us tomorrow. So 5:30 p.m. on the same YouTube channel, that session will go live. You can watch it then. We'll also share the link to that session in the chat. Jai Shri Mataji. If you have any questions, any doubts, please do ask. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, Mayank. I believe there are no questions for us today. Shall we close the session?
Yeah. Jai Shri Mataji. Once again, I'd like to announce that every day we conduct these sessions. So if you have any doubts, you can ask us anytime. You can join any of the 3 sessions live and then ask your questions or your doubts. We also conduct deep meditation session every day at 5:30 p.m. in which we meditate on the chakras and nadis, and then we listen to Shree Mataji's lectures. So you can join that also. All these sessions are on the same YouTube channel and the same Zoom meeting. If you subscribe to our channel, it will be easy for you to find these videos. Jai Shri Mataji, everyone. We thank Shree Mataji for today's session and the love that she has given us. Thank you, Shree Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.